What's up, everybody? I really appreciate you checking out my channel, and today is really an exciting topic for me because I wanted to figure out a way that I could try and share some of my experience and the lessons that I learned along the way with some sort of viewership that could hopefully benefit from this information. And basically that's a vague way of saying I thought that there was some really incredible people that I met through high school and my undergraduate studies that really helped me to propel my career and my education in ways that I never would have anticipated. And so I really want to share some tips and tricks that I found along the way. And it's not going to be an all-encompassing thing, and you're going to learn lots of other things from other people. So this isn't really a one-stop shop, but I really hope that what I share can help you figure out a way to be successful in the track that you want to pursue, and as well as just take advantage of all the resources that you have while you're in high school and your undergraduate studies. So I've got 5 tips that I want to tell you so that maybe my experiences can help you as you pursue your studies. Tip number 1, it seems really obvious, but work really hard at your schoolwork. It's incredible how many scholarships are awarded after your freshman year that go on a year-by-year basis. So even though your first year, you start out freshman year, maybe you've got a 4-year scholarship and you're just pumped because you've got this financial aid. That's really great. I'm really proud of you for having that scholarship. But guess what? There's even more financial aid available for you after you're in the school. So keep up your grades your freshman year. In my opinion, your first couple of years are some of the easier courses you're going to have throughout your studies. It kind of depends on your major, because I know sometimes at the beginning they might have weed out courses that are really difficult for your major specifically. But in engineering, what I found is there was some courses like that, but a lot of our courses were pretty generic courses that everyone had to take. And so you really want to do well on those courses, because your good grades there count towards scholarships that maybe count to your major specific area, or maybe just within your department. So knock those classes out of the park. And this will really help you with getting scholarships, like I said. But also, it's kind of crazy, a lot of jobs still have some sort of GPA requirement. I've seen a lot of engineering companies that are big name companies that have a GPA requirement of 3.0. And I know that a lot of people like to sort of market this, C's get degrees, and you really only have to pass in order for you to get this degree, so that you can show you've got a 4-year degree, and that'll help you get a job. That is true. You definitely have a leg up from other people in that scenario, but why not have a clear advantage over other people and really develop yourself through your education and get good grades so that you stand out amongst all the applicants and you have a really good shot at getting that job. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I think a lot of people get intimidated by talking with their professors, and a lot of people don't want to have anything to do with their professors. There's this sort of negative view of students that suck up to their professors, or students that talk with their professors a lot, and they, maybe are trying to figure out a way to finagle theirself into some situation. I don't know, there may be different situations you see where it's just obnoxious to see students interacting with professors. But I really would encourage you to find, 1 or 2 professors that you really enjoy. You feel like you get something important out of their lecture every time. Maybe you really love the research they do outside of the coursework that they teach. Something like that. Really get to know those professors and develop a good relationship with them, because 1, they're probably really well connected on campus. So they're going to be able to recommend you to different areas on campus, whether it be an on-campus job, whether it be a research position you're wanting to pursue, or maybe even you're just trying to do something within an organization on your campus. That professor is going to have a lot of pull on recommending you to do exciting things on campus. So develop that good relationship. Not to mention, it's going to help you do really well in their class. And if they teach multiple classes, you're probably going to do well in all those courses. So there's kind of a win-win there. And, they're good advocates for you on campus. And a lot of professors have been at the campus a long time, so they know the ins and outs of the culture, and they can really probably help you succeed. And, eventually towards the end of undergrad, those professors can be good job references when you're trying to get internships, or when you're trying to even get a full-time job. So it really pays off to have a couple professors that you thoroughly enjoy and are good friends with that you can kind of call on when you need help from them, since you've been so endearing to them and working hard in their class and maybe even doing work for them in one of their labs or as a teaching assistant. Tip number 3 is, in the back of your mind, always be thinking about the classes and the work experience that you should be getting to set yourself up for the next year. I found that this was really beneficial for me. As I looked towards the next year, I had a big Excel spreadsheet laying out all my coursework, all the prerequisites. I really encourage you to figure out how everything can piece together. There's so many resources on your college's website that I bet you could build a whole 4-year plan explaining all of the classes that you need to take. So I really encourage you to build that long class schedule. I know it's tedious and it's probably not a lot of fun at the beginning, but don't leave all that work up to your advisor. Not every advisor is a great advisor. There is good advice and there is bad advice. And I would really encourage you to try and tackle that responsibility on your own, and then have that advisor be, extra information, or, they can add their 2 cents into your plan. And, as far as outside your coursework, try and plan your experience so that it can help propel you to the next position you want to be. And I know that this seems maybe kind of obvious, but I wouldn't just bank on you having some sort of awesome internship your junior year summer right before your senior year. So then right when you come out of your senior year, you've got this sweet internship to show that will get you this full-time job. I think that happens for a lot of people, and it's not necessarily a bad plan, but I think what is an even better plan is do something your freshman year that's going to set you up for some awesome, internship or club experience your sophomore year. So your freshman year really helped you get that position your sophomore year. And then your sophomore year, do something that's really going to get you an awesome position your junior year. And you can really build this compounding effect where all of a sudden your junior year summer comes around, like I was talking about, and you've got all this experience to show, and you just get that internship your junior summer right off the bat. Like, it's super easy for you because you've got this long list of experience. And like I was saying about that professor, if you start making relationships and doing a little bit of networking on campus, you're going to find so many job opportunities where professors are connected with industry outside your school. And you're also going to find lots of opportunities on campus where you can still build lots of great skills like teamwork skills and leadership skills that honestly, you have to be in a position where you're getting hands-on experience with that. It doesn't necessarily need to be you leading some incredible 500-person team. Sometimes it just is that hands-on experience that really helps you develop those skills. So that's point number 3, is be proactive about the experience you need right now to help you get the next step in your final goal of whether it's a certain career or a certain job or starting a certain company. All right, my tip number 4 is this. College is really expensive, and we know that. And it's pretty obvious that there's lots of financial debt across the United States, especially. And I'm not trying to tell you to not take out certain loans. I'm not a financial advisor. And really, this whole entire video is just, tidbits of advice that I've gained. I wouldn't even say that I'm a perfect career coach. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. But since college is so expensive and it can be so taxing, find ways to decompress that are responsible, like physical exercise or hanging out with friends. Find ways that you can kind of balance school with your social life, but don't let your social life take over school, because you're spending all this money on school. So if you kind of waste it away, it really stinks, because you come out of school maybe not doing as well as you thought you would have. And then you spent all this extra money, maybe you have loans. So I really recommend that you take care of yourself while you're doing school so that you can do really well and it can help propel you forward, because ultimately you're trying to get this degree so that it can help you succeed professionally in some career. And so if you can't succeed in that career, then there's less benefit from you spending all this money on college. So that's tip number 4 for me, is you're spending all of this money. Just try to use that money wisely while you're attending school. So doing responsible things that are going to help you balance your life between school and your social life. But then also just finding cost-effective ways to also do things outside of school really can help you, excel in school, because you have that balance. I think it can be super unhealthy if you have this sort of head to the grindstone sort of mentality and you're just trying to power through it all. I think that's great if you're trying to prep for big exams and stuff like that, but as far as an approach to all of college, you're gonna burn out really quickly, and you're not gonna build the friends that you should have, and you're not gonna go on maybe that trip or study abroad or co-op internship or something that you would have otherwise been able to do had you just been taking a step back and really diversifying your experiences a little bit while you were in school. The fifth thing is college textbooks. Don't buy them. You should just rent them. Like, there's plenty of websites out there like Chegg and Amazon where you can rent books for a really great deal. But do a really smart search on all of the different course materials that you need to purchase, and you can use your friends as well, and share materials around, whether it be some sort of lab book that everyone will need for their labs, but maybe some other people that are a grade under you. Try and find different connections where you can purchase books off of people, or purchase a book and then you can sell it back to the bookstore or something like that, so that you're not always just losing a ton of money off buying these brand new textbooks and then just storing them on a shelf forever. It's a way better use of your money and other people's monies for the most part if you just rent. So that's what I really recommend, and I think you'll save a ton of money if you follow that. So that's my fifth and final thing. I guess I do have a bit of a bonus tip. Like I was talking about how you want to set yourself up with certain experiences for that next job or internship experience. Your freshman and sophomore year are really great times for you to, maybe get involved in some different research labs around campus, or some different organizations, or do some shadowing at companies near your university, or even maybe an internship. Those are all great opportunities where you can kind of test your feet in that industry and really see if you actually enjoy it. You don't have to know exactly what you want to do or the specialty you want to take your first year of school. So I really recommend that if you're kind of on the fence between trying to figure out what you want to do in your undergraduate studies, to use those first 2 years while you're doing a lot of your general coursework to try and really narrow down what you want to do. Because the longer you wait, the more money you're spending, and the more you're kind of spinning in place, and you're just going to end up spending a lot more money. And sometimes that's not really, there's no really a good way to avoid that. So that would be like an extenuating circumstance, but try and plan your way so that you can get those experiences that you need to make the decision on the career path that you really want, prior to spending a bunch of extra money changing your major because you require all these extra courses or something like that. So that's kind of my bonus tip, and I hope that's helpful. And some of these things may all seem pretty obvious, and I apologize if they're really obvious to you, but I hope this is good feedback for some of you who are trying to put together a plan and you're trying to wrap your mind around how to do well in college. And those are just some things that I found were really helpful for me. So thanks again for watching. I know this is kind of a change from the regular content on this channel, but I wanted to use this medium so that I could talk with some of you that are going through something that I just went through. And if you have any questions, or you want some sort of feedback or advice on a situation you're going through, feel free to comment down below, or I think even you can contact Overland Engineer on my page. I'll try to give advice. I'm not an advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a career advisor. So, basically, don't hold me liable for the things that I'm recommending, but I really hope that that information can help you excel in your studies and maybe even set you up for an awesome freshman year. So thanks for checking out my channel. If you really like this content and you want to see more overlanding and tech, and it's me giving some advice on some of the things that I've gone through, please consider subscribing, and please like this video if it gave you any value, or if it really resonated with you while you went through school. And I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.